Yuri, the Surgical Strike, 2013. Divided over 5 chapters, the film chronicles the events of the surgical strike conducted by the Indian military against suspected militant in the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. It tells the story of the 11 tumultuous events over which the operation was carried out. Indian Army Special Forces carried out a covert operation to avenge the killing of fellow army men at their base by a terrorist group. A masterpiece. If I have to say in one word, then it would be masterpiece. It can very well be a classic, a cult classic like Border. This movie doesn't portray blatant Jingoism, but strikes the right chords of patriotism, with elephants as members of their family. When his old elephant and the baby Kern are stolen by criminals, Khan finds that the animals were sent to Sydney. He travels to Australia, where he locates the baby elephant in a restaurant owned by an evil Madame Rose, the leader of an international Thai mafia. With the support of the efficient Thai sergeant Mark, who was involved in a conspiracy, Khan fights to rescue the animal from the mobster. Another great action flick from the same director, Ong Bak. The definition of Tom Yam Goong refers to the authentic Thai food which can be found anywhere in Thai restaurants. But bear in mind that this movie has nothing to do with that. I got a chance to watch this movie in Hong Kong. I was mesmerized by the great action scenes done by Yanom Phenom, Tony Yang. Tony Yang plays the role of Tom, a character composed a gang that has kidnapped the Pakistanis. He fought with so many great fighters, which includes the BMX and the roller skate gang. Johnny, the Brazilian guy with cool kicks, the swordman, and those huge guys, and of course the leader. Awesome Muay Thai action with some good comic relief. I saw this movie in Chiang Mai, Thailand, the day it was released. Since I did the which also starred Tony Jaa and Pech Thai, Wong Kam Lao, I knew this movie would be great. I was not disappointed. The action scenes with Tony Jaa are incredible, and I believe you will like it. Big screen role. Wong Kam Lao is hilarious. If you don't get it, he's kind of like Jackie Chan. If you don't think he's funny, you're just not going to like him. The storyline is a little hockey, which is why I only gave it 1 out of 10. But as far as high movies goes, in this one the plot was above average, and it helps to understand the culture a little bit to understand why this guy, Cam, is so hung up on getting his elephant back. I believe this movie has some great action scenes and some great comic relief. Make it a must-see in my book.
Copy. Good. Best of luck.
Divided over 5 chapters, the film chronicles the events of the surgical strike conducted by the Indian military against suspected militant in the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. It tells the story of the 11 tumultuous events over which the operation was carried out. Indian Army Special Forces carried out a covert operation to avenge the killing of fellow army men at their base by a terrorist group. A masterpiece. If I have to say one word, masterpiece. It can very well be a classic. A cult classic like Border. This movie will portray blatant Jingoism that strikes the right chords of patriotism, with maintaining the right balance. It is so well done that you'd crave for more even if it ends. Everyone performed very well and Vicky Kaushal was stunning. The movie is The movie is not political at all, but fellow media will try to demean it for certain reasons. I still can't get over the top-notch screenplay, direction, background scores, visuals, and performances. A straight 9.5 out of 10, or maybe 10 out of 10 if I don't be skeptical from me.
मरणोपरांत उनको महावीर चक्र से भी सम्मानित के साथ साथ इस मिशन की ऑन ग्राउंड प्लानिंग भी विहान की
This movie is so real.
Major Vihan Shelby. क्या बात? Who headed the operation, sir? बड़ी खुशी है आपसे मिलकर.
Brilliant in his performance. Script is tightly bound. Music just complements the action.
रॉ से खबर मिली है कि बाकी
विहान, अर्जुन जी बता रहे थे कि तुमने compassionate ground पे
A perfect tribute our Indian army.
माँ को अल्जाइमर है.
Watch a wartime movie after a long time. But I must say, this one was the best I saw
मगर देश का
till
ख्याल
date.
रखना भी जरूरी है.
This
वो
movie
एक काम हो सकता
has a no-nonsense
दिल्ली में
plot
सेना
which is
मुख्यालय में
entirely focused on the operation
Right, sir.
that was conducted for Uri.
आप
The
लोग गिनना
best
शुरू
part of
कीजिए.
this movie was
सबको भूख
there
लगी
was
होगी.
no unnecessary romantic scenes. Another best part of this movie was there was no unnecessary talks, cuss words to show the army's behavior. Unlike other movies in the past, where half of the time is used to must-watch movie for everyone.
खाओ.
Excellent movie. Excellent movie. Love it.
I know you're
This
trying
is
your
the
best.
first Indian movie that represents
खाओ.
modern Indian army.
मैं रख दूँ.
Aditya Tha done a great job by showing how the modern army
अंदर
and
बैठिए.
special
ये देख रहे
forces
हो?
and
Green
their
belt.
tactics
कुछ
and
सालों में black होने वाली
operations
है.
to civilians.
पहले मामू की तरह
My
आर्मी
rating
ऑफिसर
is
बनूंगी
10 out of
उसके
10.
बाद
Go get the scissors now.
D2 tells the story of a clandestine
चले पापा को मिल गया.
special forces squad. Call sign Stormbringer. Following the events of the first film,
10 दिन की
Beckard and
आपको
August,
रजनी वासी के घर ले जाके
unlikely
होमवर्क
best friends,
सुबह से कुछ खाया?
enrolled in the world
पापा ने
famous,
मुझे आपकी बटालियन की
perpetually
वॉर क्राई सिखाई
grueling
थी.
Turkish special forces.
इतनी ठंडी वॉर क्राई.
Their first
वॉर क्राई जब
mission
चिल्लाते हैं ना.
began 6 years
कल से
later
अंडे खाना शुरू
to
करो. मम्मी की तरह
infiltrate
घास
the
फूस नहीं.
most barbarious
तेरी तो डेट थी ना?
area of modern-day Iraq for a rescued mission.
बस निकलने ही वाले थे कि अचानक से इनकी गर्लफ्रेंड का मैसेज आया.
Best Turkish
कि मैं
movie
serious message
has ever made.
कि सॉरी सॉरी
I've seen the
जानो.
movie
गलती से ये
just
मैसेज
a
आप
bit earlier, and although my expectations were very high,
फिल्म में स्टाफ वर्क करेगा
this
कैसे?
movie satisfied
तेरे
me
जैसा आदमी
very
साउथ ब्लॉक
well.
में पेन घिसते घिसते पागल हो
As we
जाएगा.
already know, Turkish movie sectors has lack of visual effects.
और तुम दोनों को
That is
बताया रहा
actually the
है.
reason behind why we usually don't enjoy Turkish action kind of films. But in this
आ गई
movie,
है.
we see lots of great examples of best visual effects. And also, it has its own
Captain's
realistic scenes
Vihan's
as
dad,
well.
in fact, used to blow the best brandy in the
Connections
world.
between
हम दोनों ने एक साथ
soldiers were so great,
ब्रांडी की आधी बोतल.
enthusiastic and natural.
इसके फॉरेन वाले टीटू मामा आए.
Also, the connection between the first movie with this one was great, so this movie actually deserved its rate. Besides, from good visual and sound effects, the movie has also its own storyline, which was perfect. As I mentioned before, even though my expectations were really high, this movie is even beyond my expectations. Thanks for letting us join this kind of masterpiece, Mr. Alper.
रात दिखाते हुए
Just
बस वहाँ पर रुकी नहीं
amazing.
बल्कि सीधे गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल ले
Turkish producers and directors
NSG को
are
stand by
doing
पर
their job
Okay, sir.
well at the moment.
और
Look at this
करीब
movie.
11 लोग अभी भी सीरियस हैं.
It's just terrific. I like the first part of this movie,
Punjab
but the
SWAT team
second
पहुंच
part
गई.
is much more better than the
पठानकोट.
first one.
जी सर.
They used real artillery, helicopters, and real machine guns and rifles in this movie. The MPT-76 is the first national Turkish assault rifle, and they used it in cooperation with the gun factory and KE. The actors got real military training for a few months before shooting this film in order to increase the realness and always use military gear equipment during the shootings. Just go and watch it. You won't regret it. A masterpiece from Turkey about military forces eventually. I was the one who was thinking about this movie as predictable and cliche. Besides, I have never seen a good military movie from Turkey except one or two films. For example, Nefes. However, I must say, This movie is quite successful with respect to other Turkish or high-budget Hollywood films. Furthermore, visual effects are very good. Scenario includes not only war or strategic stuff, but also amusement and drama. Besides, it has actual topics like conflict between religions or beliefs of native people or minorities over the Middle East. Moreover, it touches on ISIS factor properly and objectively. Elephants as members of the family. When his old elephant and the baby Kern are stolen by criminals,
मेरा केस अंडर इन्वेस्टिगेशन है।
that the animals were sent to Sydney.
अभी काम समझ ही रही थी कि सितंबर फर्स्ट वीक में इतनी तेज और ग्रुप पायलट्स इमीडिएट सॉल्यूशंस पे लगे। बिना सोए खा बुरी तरह जख्मी एक 7 साल की बच्ची अपनी माँ के साथ हिजरत कर दी। मगर somehow
with the support of the efficient Thai surgeon Mark, who was involved in a conspiracy, calm fights to rescue the animal from the mobster.
हस्बैंड थे।
Another great action flick from the same director, Ong Bak.
बड़े देशभक्त जिसके
The
कभी मौका
definition
मिलेगा
of
भी
Tom
नहीं।
Yam Goong refers to the authentic Thai food which can be found anywhere in Thai restaurant. But bear in mind that this movie has nothing to do with that. I got chance to watch this movie in Hong Kong. I was mesmerized by the great action scenes done by Ya Nom Phenom, Tony Ya. Tony Ya plays a character who pursues a gang that has kidnapped his elephants. He fought with so many great fighters, which includes the Big FX and the roller skate gang. Johnny, the Brazilian guy with the cool kicks.
अगर इमरजेंसी नहीं होती मैं सच में you know me I would have never taken that call.
Of course, the leader.
One second.
Awesome.
तुम जैसी इनकॉम्पिटेंट और नकली नर्स की तो बिल्कुल जरूरत नहीं है। तो तुम
I saw this movie in Chiang Mai, Thailand, the day it was released. Since I really enjoyed Ong Bak,
मैंने उनके सारे कपड़ों पे
which
GPS
also
tags लगा दिए थे so
starred
that we could track her
Thai
every
and
movement.
Thai, Wong Kam Lao. I knew this movie would be
sorry.
great. I was not disappointed. The action elephants as members of their family. When his old elephant and the baby Kern are stolen by criminals, Kam finds that the animals were sent to Sydney. He travels to Australia, where he locates the baby elephant in a restaurant owned by an evil Madame Rose, the leader of an international Thai mafia. With the support of the efficient Thai surgeon Mark, who was involved in a conspiracy, Kam fights to rescue the animal from the mobster. Another great action flick from the same director, Ong Bak. The definition of Tom Yam Goong refers to the authentic Thai food which can be found anywhere in Thailand. But bear in mind that this movie has nothing to do with that. I got a chance to watch this movie in Hong Kong. I was mesmerized by the great action scenes done by Ya Nom. Tony Ya plays a role of Tom, a character who posed a gang that has kidnapped his elephants.
So वेस्टर्न के पीछे दो शिप हैं। मेजर अवस्थी की टीम काउंटर फायरिंग कर रही है। एक
Johnny, the Brazilian guy with
इन सालों को तो मैं यहीं से उड़ाता हूँ। और करो मुझे। सरताज। वेस्ट विंग से होते हुए फील्ड डिप।
Awesome. With some good comic relief. I saw this movie in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Today it was released. Since I really enjoyed it, it also starred Tony Jaa and Pech Thai. I knew this movie was not. The action scenes with Tony Jaa are incredible, and I believe he will likely continue to bring the Muay Thai style of fighting to the big screen worldwide. Wong Kam is hilarious. If you don't get it, he's kind of like Jackie Chan. If you don't think he's funny, you're just not going to like him. The storyline is a little hockey, which is why I only gave it a 9 out of 10. But as far as Thai movies goes, In this one, the plot was above average, and it helps to understand the culture a little bit to understand why this guy, Cam, is so hung up on getting his elephant back. Either way, this movie has some great action scenes and some great comic relief. Make it a must-see in my book. Divided over 5 chapters, the film chronicles the events of the surgical strike conducted by the Indian military against suspected militant in the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. It tells the story of the 11 tumultuous events over which the operation was carried out. Indian Army Special Forces carried out a covert operation to avenge the killing of fellow army men at the base by a terrorist group. A masterpiece. If I have to say one word, then it would be masterpiece.
पाकिस्तान जो
It
भाषा
can
समझता
very
है
well be a classic.
तो हमारी सेना हमारी
Cult
जनता का
classic like
सबका मनोबल ही टूट
तो हेवी आर्टिलरी
This
6 8
movie
घंटों में
doesn't
हेल्थी दे
portray
सकता हूँ
flattened
मुझे लगता है
Jingoism,
हिंदुस्तान आयसा है
but
कि नीचे
strikes the right chords
आयसा
of
है पाकिस्तान के नीचे नहीं
patriotism
है हमें
with
सोचना चाहिए
maintaining the right balance. It is so well done.
Surgical
You
strike.
crave for more even if
पीओके
it's
में
ends.
घुस गए और पाकिस्तान की फितरत को
Everyone
देखते हुए वो कभी
performed
कबूल
very
नहीं
well,
करेंगे कि
and
उनकी
Vicky
जमीन का
Kaushal
आतंक
was
है।
stunning.
मोस्ट
The movie is
इम्पोर्टेंट
very
उरी का
inspiring.
बदला लेने के
Everyone,
लिए उनके थोड़े
especially
बंकस
the
नष्ट कर
young
सकते हैं
generation,
म्यूनिक
should watch
ओलंपिक
it to
में
know
किया था
what the army
एक एक
meant
टेररिस्ट
for
को
them.
ढूंढ ढूंढ के घर में घुस
The
गुर्बत से
movie is
फायदा
not
उठाते आ रहा
political
है
at all,
1947
but fellow
65
media
शायद दिल में डर
will
बिठा
try
दिया
to
उन्हें
demean
विश्वास
it
हो
for
जाना
certain
चाहिए कि ये
reasons.
हिंदुस्तान अब चुप
I still can't get over the
रविंदर जी,
top-notch screenplay,
I think it's a good idea,
direction,
sir.
background scores, visuals, and performances.
10 दिन के अंदर अंदर
Straight
पाकिस्तान में आज तक का सब
9.5
सेलिंग
out of
आपकी
10.
होगी
Or
और हर
maybe
दिन
10
की
out of
प्रोग्रेस
10
रिपोर्ट
if I
आप
don't
मुझे
be
देंगे
skeptical from me.
मगर किसी भी हाल में किसी को भी
One of the best war
हमारी
movies
इसकी
ever.
मीटिंग्स लॉग नहीं होनी चाहिए
This movie is so real. Direction is superb. Vicky Kaushal is brilliant in his performance. Script is tightly bound.
थोड़ी जल्दी में
Music just complements
कश्मीर में
the
एक ऑपरेशन किया
action.
जाने वाला है
Makes it even better. Must watch. A perfect tribute to our Indian Army. Watch a wartime movie after a long time, but I must say this one was the best I saw till date. This movie has a no-nonsense plot which is entirely focused on the operation that was conducted for Uri.
मोहतरम ईमान
The best part of this movie was there was no unnecessary romantic scenes. Another best part of this movie was there was no unnecessary talks,
करण के
cuss
सामान
words
में
to show the army's
उसकी तो मैली
behavior.
शर्टें मिली
Unlike other
चाहती हूँ
movies in the past,
मैं
where
किसी
half
को
of
देना
the
चाहती
time is used to must-watch movie for everyone. Excellent movie. Excellent movie. Love it. This is the first Indian movie that represents modern Indian Army. Aditya Bhal done a great job by showing out a
सर, आपने
modern
एक बार अपने
army
लेक्चर में कहा
and
था,
special forces
अगर
and
मैं अपने
their
देश, अपने
tactics
भाइयों के
and
लिए अब नहीं लड़ा,
operations to civilians.
तो मुझे कहीं भी भेज दीजिए
My rating is 10
मैं
out
अपने
of
हर एक
10.
सिपाही को जिंदा
D2 tells the story of a clandestine
कल सुबह नॉर्दर्न
special
कमांड में
forces
लेफ्टिनेंट
squad.
जनरल ग्रेवाल
Call sign
एक बेहतरीन टीम
Stormbringer.
तैयार करो
Following
And
the
revert back
events
to
of
me
the
by the
first
20th.
film,
Thank you very much, sir.
and August, unlikely best friends, enrolled in the world-famous, perpetually grueling Turkish
कश्मीर
special
का टेरिटोरियल
forces
मैप के बाद
training.
वहां से वापस आना
Their first missions begin
I
6
understand,
years
sir.
later.
उरी में सबसे ज्यादा सैनिक हमारे
To
डोगरा और बिहार
infiltrate
रेजिमेंट के
the
शहीद हुए थे
barbarous area
इतने
of
के लिए ट्रेनिंग से
modern-day
ज्यादा एक फौजी
Iraq
के जज्बात
for a
जरूरी होते हैं
rescue mission. Best Turkish movie has ever made.
मेरा नाम मेजर विहान शेरगिल है
Movie just a bit
आप
earlier,
जी।
and although my expectations
29 सितंबर
were
सुबह
very
तक
high, this
संपर्क
movie
रखने की
satisfied
कोई
me
अनुमति नहीं दी
very
जाएगी।
well. As
लिहाजा
we
अगले
already
7 दिनों तक
know, Turkish movie sectors has lack of visual effects. That is actually
भेज
the
दिया?
reason behind
Good.
why
सरदार
I usually don't enjoy Turkish action kind of films. But in this movie, we see lots of great
28 सितंबर देर रात को
examples of best visual effects. And also, it
कायरों की
has
तरह हमारे
its
निहत्थे
own
भाइयों को नींद
realistic
में मारा करने का
scenes
मौका
as
देने जा रहा
well.
हूँ
The connections between soldiers were so good.
इंडियन आर्मी ने जंग शुरू नहीं की थी बट वी विल ब्लडी
Also, the connection between the first movie with this one is great.
लगाना ही पड़ेगा।
So this movie
आप
actually
बेफिक्र रहें।
deserves its rate. Besides,
तुम लोग साले
the good
एक नंबर के
visual
गली
and sound
पिछले
effects,
एक
the
महीने से
movie
मैं
has
चिल्ला चिल्ला के
also
कह रहा हूँ
its
कि
own
हमारे
storyline,
खुदा कसम
which was perfect. As I mentioned
अब तो
before,
एक हफ्ते के
even
अंदर
though my expectations were
अगर
really
एक हफ्ते के
high,
अंदर
this movie is proven beyond my expectations.
टकार तक नहीं मारूंगा
Thanks for letting us join this kind of masterpiece, Mr.
अच्छा आपको वो
Alfred
बिल्किस
Kadir.
खाला का नंबर चाहिए था ना
Just amazing.
74
The Turkish producers and directors are
गैस की
doing
वजह से
their
टकार आते
job
रहते एसटीडी हो
well
गई है
at the moment.